said, were actually all four games were really, really good and threw up some incredible scenes and good talking points. So I thought we'll have a look and go through those, and then we'll also have a look and a preview as to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. So, of course, get in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on any of the games that we cover. Let me know your thoughts on the draw, who's making the final. And yeah, let's begin. So, I think we will go ahead and we will start in sort of chronological order. We start with the first quarter-final, which was Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Coventry City 3. Goals from Ryan Aitnuri, Hugo Bueno, Ellis Sims with 2, and Haji Wright. Now this was mental. Absolutely insane game. Absolutely insane. So, firstly, Coventry took the lead through Ellis Sims. It was a bit of a scrappy goal in the end, but they took the lead, a side-footed effort in the 53rd minute. And they were holding on. Wolves had quite a few chances. Aitnuri, I think, hit the post on one effort. They had quite a few efforts. I mean, it was a really good game. You're looking at 24 shots and 17 for Wolves. Both teams really went for it. Coventry with 12 on target. Coventry really played quite well in this game, but Wolves kept pushing and pushing for that goal, for the equaliser, and then in the end they managed to kill it with Aitnuri, and then they thought they won it in the 88th minute. Hugo Bueno, 2 goals within 5 minutes, and you know, you're thinking Coventry, heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking for them, but fantastic comeback by Wolves. And then Coventry produced their own comeback. Ellis Sims in the 97th minute gets a goal to make it level, and you're thinking, okay, we're going to extra time now, insane. But then in the 90 plus 10th minute, Haji Wright scores again, and Coventry take the lead again and win it. As it says here, to spark wild celebrations. I mean, it was absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. I'm not sure you could think of a better way for Coventry to go through than this, or a more heartbreaking way for Wolves than to go out like this. I've really never seen anything like this before, but what a way for Coventry, who, as said here, make their first FA Cup semi-final, or actually become the first team from outside the top flight to win the FA Cup since 1980. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure a championship side has been to the FA Cup semis in a while, but yeah, Coventry are in the FA Cup semi-finals for only the second time in their history. As I said here, you know, a team outside the top flight hasn't won it since 1980. Who knows? Coventry could do the unthinkable. Here they are, only now 2 games away from doing it. And yeah, it's insane. Coventry, to be fair, there is always that one team each year in the FA Cup who, you know, most people don't expect, but they managed to get to the semis. I remember last year, you know, Brighton managed to get to a semi-final. Previous years, you know, Watford got to a final as well. And it seems like Coventry are that team. But what an amazing victory. They're on some pretty good form as well. I think they're pushing in around the playoff areas in the championship. So, you know, it's could be a special season. Imagine they get promoted and win the FA Cup. That would be mental. But, you know, it's nice to see Coventry in the semi-finals, and full credit to for this victory. As for Wolves, though, I mean, this is really disappointing. Really, really disappointing for multiple reasons. I mean, firstly, I think that it's disappointing, obviously, in the manner that they lost this, losing with these late goals. I mean, a real dagger blow, and Wolves fans will be hurting massively from this. semi-final, maybe even a final, but unfortunately couldn't do it, which is really, really disappointing for them. And then, as I said, in the manner they did it as well was really bad. There was also a little side note here. It might have said it here. Does it say it here? Yeah, there we go. So Gary O'Neill calls Mark Robin's celebration in front of Ballboy disgusting. So pretty much, the boy had earlier dropped the ball at Robin's feet, believing Holmes were about to win, and then he went and celebrated, clenching his fists in front of a Ballboy, which O'Neill said was disgusting, which is kind of funny. I mean, I don't really know what to make of that. It's a little bit classless, but you know, I don't mind a bit of trolling, to be honest. I thought it was a little bit funny from Mark Robbins, so I didn't mind that too much from him. But what an amazing job he's done at Coventry, and they move in to the semi-finals. Right, the other quarter-finals on that day, on Saturday, Man City 2, Newcastle 0, 2 goals from Bernardo Silva, sends the current FA Cup holders into another semi-finals, and this was probably the only game of the FA Cup where it was a little bit straightforward and a little less dramatic. Both goals came from deflections from Bernardo Silva, which is a bit unfortunate for Newcastle, but Newcastle did not play great in this game. Man City were by far the better team in this match. As you can see, it dominated. Newcastle had just one shot on target all game. I thought Newcastle were just really, really poor. They couldn't really create much. I mean, to be fair, they had a couple here and there chances with Alexander Isak, but nothing really clear cut besides that one header, which Ortega saved very well. And City were in full control. I really liked Dogu in this game. Dogu was playing in a bit more of a central area. It was kind of like him and Foden playing as two number 10s just in behind Haaland, and Dogu was causing a lot of problems, as was Foden, who continues his amazing form. Haaland didn't have an amazing game, but didn't really have too much service. Looked very tired as well. Towards the end, got subbed off. But I mean, there's not really too much to say here. Man City, it was a routine enough victory for them over Newcastle, 2-0 victory into the next round. Newcastle is disappointing, but you go into the Etihad. I mean, this is really the only thing they're playing for now. I mean, maybe you have a chance of Europe still, but this was an opportunity at a trophy. They gave it a good shot, but as I said, you go into the Etihad away. I wasn't really expecting much, and they didn't perform much. I thought they could have done a little bit better, to be honest. Like, I thought they maybe could have just gone for it a bit more, and you know, Eddie Howe's subs, I think, were a little bit too late. He did make 4 subs, to be fair, at 1. But yeah, Newcastle was a bit of a limp exit at the hands of Man City. It was a quite routine victory for Man City, who go into another semi-final, so you have to say they are probably the favourites right now for the competition. They are looking really, really good. Another win for Man City, which is also very good for them, and the title race. Keep those wins coming in. But yeah, nothing too much to say there. But we move on to Sunday's quarterfinals, where things got chaotic, absolutely chaotic. So we'll start with Chelsea 4, Leicester City 2. Goals from Cucurella, Cole Palmer, Carney Chukwuemeka, Noni Madueke, a Disasi own goal, Mavidi goal, and Callum Doyle red card, and a missed penalty. I mean, there's so much to talk about here. So, firstly, Chelsea took the lead, took a 2-0 lead, in fact, with Cole Palmer and Cucurella scoring at Jackson. Nicholas Jackson did really, really well. Raheem Sterling won a penalty. Abdul Fattah, who just absolutely clattered him out when he was about to take a shot, and then Sterling decided he was going to take the penalty instead of Cole Palmer, who has scored every single penalty he's taken this season. Sterling decides to take it, and it was an awful penalty, so weak, and the Leicester goalkeeper saved it. By the way, he had a pretty good game. I've never really heard of him, but he came in and had a pretty good game in this, so shout out to him. But yeah, that was really poor from Sterling. I should also mention that, to be honest, even though we were 1-0 up and we went 2-0 up through Cole Palmer, Leicester, I thought in that first half were actually pretty good. They played some nice stuff. They were popping the ball around really nicely, started the game on the front foot, pressed us quite high, forced us into errors. So I thought going 2-0 down for Leicester was really, really harsh at the break. They were not that bad, and we weren't amazing really in that first half. But we got the goal. To be fair, Sterling did better on the Palmer goal created for him. Mudryk in the number 10 role was also looking quite good as well. And we're 2-0 up at half time, but as I said, it wasn't like we were playing amazing. And then an absolute own goal from Axel Disasi and Robert Sanchez. I mean, who do you blame there? I think it's a bit of both. Probably more Disasi, because, you know, if you're going to be playing a ball like that back to your keeper, you gotta look up. You gotta look up and be aware of where your keeper is, especially when you're playing it in the air. If you're like playing it in the air to your keeper, you need to be certain where your keeper is. But he didn't look up once to see where Sanchez was. And Sanchez, I mean, to be fair, there was no reason for him to be so far outside his box. He should have been backwards a bit more. So, yeah, he had some blame for that goal as well. And then after that, I mean, Leicester just got a breath of life from that. And then Stevie Mavidi with an absolutely sensational goal. Absolutely brilliant from him. So good for dribble. Gets past Gusto for like one of the first times. Gusto had a fantastic game this game. But Mavidi, what a fantastic goal. And suddenly it's 2-2. And we were rattled. Chelsea were absolutely rattled in that second half. Completely lost our heads, kept giving the ball away, and you know, at that moment I thought we were actually going to lose. But then Callum Doyle gets a sent off for taking out Jackson. Again, Jackson winning the foul. Initially it was going to be a penalty, but it was deemed outside of the box correctly, and he was going through one-on-one, so Callum Doyle rightfully got a red card. And Sterling, I mean, continued his awful game, because the free kick, one of the worst free kicks I've ever seen. Chelsea fans started booing him after that, and I mean, I don't really like that. Because at the end of the day, look, he's having a bad game, sure, and you can be frustrated with him, but don't boo your own players. Like, come on, like, unless they're like, you know, Granit Xhaka against Arsenal, so you tell them like F off. Yeah, sure, you can boo him, but Sterling, like, you know, not having a good game, booing him is just not going to help his confidence at all. And you saw when he came off as well, there was a couple boos, but it wasn't like it was toxic or anything, you know, it was clapping the fans. So that was nice to see, but Sterling an absolute disaster class, I must say, in this game. Really, really poor game. But with 10 men, Leicester were just holding on, and then we managed to get that goal, eventually through Carney Chukwuemeka off the bench. Good to see him back on the score sheet. A lovely link up with Palmer, little flick. Palmer, another sensational game by him, and that gave us a win. And then Noni Madueke late on scored an absolute wonder goal. Sensational strike by him to put the cherry on top. But overall, we got the job done. Pretty happy with it. I will say shout out to Dewsbury Hall, who I thought was sensational all game. Incredible stuff by him. He is such a good player. This is one of the first times I've probably seen him play this season, because I haven't watched too much of a championship this year, and I can see why people are talking about him. I know he's having a fantastic season in the championship, and I can see it. Absolutely Championship. They are a really, really good, well-drilled side through Enzo Maresca. Play some nice football. They're brave. Have some really good individuals. Even Harry Winks was playing well. Like, yeah, they're a good side. They can hold their heads up high. They'll be disappointed if they didn't go through, but you know, now they can just focus on the Championship. As for us, I mean, we made it. We made hard work of it yet again, but we just about managed to get through. Yeah, I'm just glad we got through, because at the end of the day, this is the only thing we're fighting for this season. This is our last chance of silverware, and really last chance of Europe, and Pochettino's last chance for me of staying in this job. If we get knocked out of this and then finish like 9th or 10th, then he's got to go. But if he can win this, then you know, maybe that's something at least, some sort of silverware for us. But yeah, I'm glad we got through. Okay, on to the final quarterfinal, which is the best game by far, and one of the best games all season, in fact. Man United 4, Liverpool 3, mental. McTominay, Anthony, Rashford, Diallo, McAllister, Salah and Elliott all scored, and Diallo got sent off. It was chaos, absolute chaos. Yeah, mental. So, I mean, Man United started the game like a house on fire. They came out, and I don't think Liverpool were expecting it. I think Liverpool were expecting, you know, United to just sit back, park the bus a bit like they did when they came to Anfield. But Man United, from off, were in Liverpool's faces, pressing them high intensity, got the crowd going, and Liverpool were rattled. Liverpool were not expecting it, and United came on the blocks firing, got some good opportunities, and then eventually Scott McTominay managed to get in a goal, and United took the lead, and it was fully deserved. But then, as I sort of expected, you know, that was only going to last for so long. Liverpool slowly started getting a bit of a foothold into the game, started to play that ball a little bit more and compose themselves, and eventually they managed to get the goal through, was it Salah scored the first one? I can't even remember because it was so good. Oh, McAllister. Yeah, McAllister got the goal, Nunes laid it off to him. And to be fair, this has been a real problem for United. When they concede a goal in games, their heads drop and they completely switch off and they collapse, and it happened again because just a minute later, really, Mo Salah goes in and scores, and suddenly they concede two, and they're 2-1 down at half time, which is a bit harsh considering how well United started that game. And at half time, you know, you're thinking, okay, Liverpool are starting to get control of this game now, and then they came out in the second half and absolutely popped Man United. And I was thinking, okay, this has basically turned into one of those training ground sessions, you know, that Man City and Liverpool sometimes put on against United. It's kind of turned into those. They were just passing. United were just sitting back watching, didn't touch the ball once. But Liverpool were complacent. Liverpool didn't really go full throttle. They didn't like kill the game. It was still one goal in it, despite Liverpool dominating, despite United posing zero threat. And yeah, Liverpool for me were just complacent. They thought, okay, we're just gonna keep passing this ball around, try and create something, but these guys ain't gonna do anything to us. Let's just, yeah, I mean, here, as it says here, they paid a price for complacency, but yeah, they had several good chances to build on, but it sums it up perfectly here. They lacked their usual urgency and cutting edge. It never really felt like, in that second half, Liverpool were like, okay, let's go ahead and kill this game. Obviously, they tried to score, but it felt more like, okay, you know what, they're posing no threat, let's just keep this ball, try and get a goal, but they're not going to do anything. Let's just, we can win this game 2-1 if we want. And you can't do that. You can't do that. And you know what, credit to Ten Hag, because he made substitute. Anthony comes on and someone else came on, Maguire with him as well. And they actually kind of changed the game. Of course, Anthony comes on and scores a fantastic goal, by the way. And two, surprise, but I guess it's kind of, he is still returning from injury, but still, when it's 2-1, keep your best players on. He's someone who is going to score if you give him a chance. Keep him on for a little bit, try and get that goal, and then, maybe if he's absolutely exhausted, take him off. You have an international break, so you still, it's not like you have a game in a couple of days, right? So that confused me. Bradley came on for Robertson as well. Robertson, again, he was having a pretty decent game as well, where Bradley did okay when he came on. And then Elliot came on for Spotlight, where Elliot did pretty well. But yeah, the changes didn't really do too much for Liverpool. And then United score, and then Rashford at the end almost wins it. And that would have been mental, absolutely mental. I'm not sure how he missed, to be honest, but you know what, after that United goal went in, suddenly it was like actually it's kind of weird, so the first 10-15 minutes of this game, United were dominating Liverpool, and Liverpool were rattled. And then the last 10-15 minutes of the game, United were dominating them, and Liverpool were rattled. It was crazy. It was like United just came in little bursts, and then everything in between Liverpool dominated. But if we went to extra time, and in extra time, Harvey Elliott managed to score a well-taken goal, and they actually had a 5-on-2 at one point, Liverpool, in this game. I think that was in normal time, I believe, and they completely messed up. Gakpo made a really, really poor pass in that. But United, they went down, and again they fought back. Marcus Rashford finally got his goal. With a well-taken finish, and then Ahmed Diallo, fair play to the kid, because he's really not played at all this season, but he comes on and makes a difference, and funnily enough takes off his shirt and gets sent off in a pretty sick way. I mean, that's how you want to get sent off, right? Although he's probably a bit annoyed now that he's going to miss the semi-finals, right? Or I don't know if that carries on, but I think it counts towards your league games, right? I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, fantastic for United. And you know what? This game has kind of saved Ten Hag's job, in my opinion, because one, the chance of silverware is very much still on, and if he gets silverware this season, that is huge. Secondly as well, this was for me probably United's best win and one of their better performances this season, or at least in moments. That first 15 minutes was one of the best. That was the best I've seen United this season, and that last 10 minutes again was the best I've seen United this season. And then to beat Liverpool as well in the way they did it, in such a dramatic way, is now like this is an iconic win for United. It's an iconic win, and that is huge for Ten Hag, absolutely huge, and really changes the mood around United. And you could really feel it in that stadium. The stadium was absolutely rocking, and the amount of intensity and passion United played with was insane. And United, they were just so up for it. I loved it. It was a proper derby. Like, United were just all passion. You could tell Liverpool were the better side. Liverpool had better quality, but United equalised that with their hard work, their determination. Players like McTominay and Garnacho in particular, they were non-stop running for that badge. Full credit to him. Wan-Bissaka at left back, fantastic. Dalot as well. And then all the changes, as I said, Ten Hag full credit, because they all made a difference, really. Diallo came on, scored a goal. Maguire came on and was actually really good. Eriksen came on, very good. Anthony came on, goal. It was insane from United, and yeah, what a win for them. And yeah, FA Cup semi-final for Liverpool, though, pretty bad, because this was in their hands. It was completely in their hands. They should have won this. They should have won it, but they didn't. And have been punished. And yeah, the quadruple hopes are over. FA Cup is gone now, which is far from ideal, but I guess you can kind of see it as a little bit of a see it like that, because it's they would have wanted to challenge North France, but unfortunately it's over for them. And to lose in that manner to Man United was not good. Alright, and finally, let's have a look at the semi-final draws. So, the semi-final draw is Coventry versus Man United and Man City versus Chelsea. Now, you know what? I'm a Chelsea fan, right? And when I first saw this draw, I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, I would have taken United or Coventry any day of the week, not Man City. But now thinking about it, at the end of the day, if we were going to win this, and whoever's going to win this, for me, they are going to have to beat Man City. Because if we would have faced Man United, for example, we would have had to face Man City in the final anyway. Or if we had Coventry, we likely would have had to face Man City in the final anyway. And I would much rather play a Man United or a Coventry in a FA Cup final rather than a Man City in an FA Cup final. You may be at that point chasing another treble. I'd rather face Man City in a semi-final where, if we can get past them, then we have a bit of an easier final against a United or a Coventry. And you know what? We have a pretty good record against Man City. We've drawn against them twice this season and almost won both of those games. So, you know what? Don't write us off completely, but you would still favour Man City. We don't have a good record at Wembley at all as well. So, yeah, not good for us. Coventry, Man United. I mean, Man United would be fully expected to win this, but at the end of the day, it's an FA Cup semi. It's at a neutral ground. Coventry are going to be so up for it. And, it's a one-off game. Anything can happen. Coventry have shown, they have a great mentality. They stunned Wolves. Man United could potentially be a banana skin for them. You never know. But, I mean, as a neutral, I would love Coventry to go through. I would love Coventry to go through. Do I think it's going to happen? You know what? I think Coventry will give them a good go. I think they'll give them a real good go. But I think United will go through. And Man City, Chelsea. I mean, my heart says Chelsea, but realistically it's going to be Man City probably. It'll probably be Man City. So I think we're going to have a repeat of last year and have another Manchester derby as the FA Cup final, which is very interesting. And overall, who wins that? I'll probably say Man City again. It's kind of hard to back against them, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we have a Coventry-Chelsea final, and I'll be happy with whoever wins that. Although I would want Chelsea to win that, because I swear if we lose to Coventry in a final, man, I'm deleting this channel, man. Too much embarrassment in a year. Too much embarrassment in a year. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know who is going through to the FA Cup finals, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like.